That's right. We've got a load of lumber. All right, so hold on. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how did I go from about a week ago, not sure which direction I wanted to go with something and possibly talking about either a chainsaw mill or maybe an entry-level mill eventually. How did I go from that to bringing home a load of boards and having it now sitting in the garage, drying out, ready to use? Well, it's an interesting story, so let me take you back. We got to rewind and go back to last week, the day after I posted that video talking about whether or not I was going to look into maybe a chainsaw mill to slab up and, make some like posts and beams to build a little structure or build some type of structure in the wood yard for both storing wood and for working under. So a day after that video came out, and I did mention in that video how I don't always feel comfortable and I don't like asking others to use their equipment. However, day after the video came out, Rick, the urban logger, sent me a message and wanted to meet, wanted to get together to talk about some things that he said, well, I watched your video, I saw your video, I have something to talk to you about, an idea. And I was like, all right. So he came over the next day. We sat out here around the fire pit at the bar and had a little discussion, and his proposition to me was the fact that he has the sawmill. However, he does not have the time to mill a bunch of the logs that he has already set aside for milling. I was in the position where I don't have the sawmill, but I'm looking at a way to produce my own lumber. So he offered to me use of his sawmill anytime I want to go use it. In exchange, milling up his logs that he already has there, if I could, mill those up for him because he needs some lumber for some projects that he's working on this fall. If I could do that, then the exchange would be I use the sawmill whenever I want, and then we would basically split all the lumber that was produced. Just for the fact of being able to use the sawmill whenever I wanted to, I'm like, yes, this sounds great. I'm in. So this past weekend, I went up for my first lesson in learning how to run his Wood-Mizer LT15. And basically, yeah, it was a game-changing, eye-opening experience. It was pretty awesome. So back to the whole point about me not really always feeling comfortable asking to use other people's equipment. That's a different story than someone coming to you and saying, hey, I have this equipment for you to use. So, instead of me asking, by him making the offer, I was like, yes, this would be a great deal. So by Rick coming to me and making that offer, it was just an offer that, right now I couldn't refuse. It's perfect. And I think it's perfect for both of us. It's like a win-win-win situation. But yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it now after going up there, seeing how his sawmill operates, just getting to learn the basic, functions of it. I will have to, practice a little bit more and so this is where a lot of you out there who have sawmills, this is where it's going to be fun because you guys will be coming along with me on this journey of learning, the learning curve of running a sawmill. The good news is that Rick is not, he's kind of like me. He's not very fussy about trying to get every possible, board foot of lumber out of each log. So to his point, he also heats with firewood, and he needs, something to burn as well to heat with firewood. So him and I were talking about how, just taking off thicker 2 to 3 inch slabs off each side, how that slab wood allows for some pretty decent firewood. So that's where I'm very thankful that he doesn't need precision cut boards, certain lengths, whatever, because he has another setup for a big table saw. So if a board is 7.5 inches and he needs it to be 6, he can just rip that down. So that's not a problem. And for me, that's not a problem either. So like I said, win-win-win situation. So the lumber that I did end up milling up was, I had those poplar logs from the farm. I took 4 of them up there. We milled up 2. I did end up getting 11 2x6 true dimension boards out of it, out of those 2 logs. So yes, it was, like I said, it was an eye-opening experience. I will now, as John at Frickin' Jeep channel, as he once told me, he's like, once you start milling lumber, you will never look at a log or a tree the same, because now you're gonna, instead of just thinking, oh, that's all gonna be some good firewood, you start thinking about, oh, okay, I can get maybe a 8-foot section here, maybe a 10 or a 12, and oh, look at this nice straight, So yeah, it was something. I am like super excited now to start this next part of the journey. And like I said, it's going to be great because all of you can come along with me and give me feedback and guide me through this, because I have 0 experience. I have no idea for sure if I even know what I'm doing, but there's only one way to learn, and that's to, throw a log up on there and start trying to mill it out into something. The Wood-Mizer does make it pretty easy with the way they have things set up. So my main thing in the first time up there was just, getting to know the basic operations of how the mill works. All right, so like I said earlier, this offer from Rick was great. I greatly appreciate it. It was just one that, just seemed to fit right in to where I was going with my thought process of things I need in the wood yard. And like I said, I think it's just going to work out great. I was once told a long time ago, and I don't remember exactly where I first heard this, it's not necessarily what you know, it's who you know. And this is a prime example. If I wouldn't know Rick and I wouldn't have this network and connection, none of this would be possible. And who knows what I'd be doing right now. I'd probably be waiting on an order for, my sawmill to arrive or something like that, or, making multiple trips down to my uncle's place, which I'm still gonna do. Don't get me wrong. I have like 10 to 12 logs still down at my parents'. So my plan with those is, instead of hauling them up here 4 or 5 at a time, I think I'm gonna make a big haul down to my uncle's and then get experience running that sawmill. So then that way I can kind of compare the two. So I think with that, I'll wrap this video up because I have a whole bunch of other things to get to, and I'm figuring out exactly what I want to build back there in the wood yard. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And like I said, just get ready to come along on this adventure with me, getting into milling lumber and taking trees and taking what Mother Nature gives us and turning it into, I guess, something more than just firewood, possibly. So, and feel free to leave all suggestions, feedbacks, comments, anything that will help me along the way, because I am really looking forward to that as well. Being part of this journey is getting you guys' feedback and input on the whole milling process and adventure. So we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, have fun, be cool.